Hey guys. Sorry, I was doing some work online here. I'm trying to not have such a glare on my glasses. It's a constant battle. If you know, you know. And then I forgot what I was talking about. One second. Talking about, holding yourself accountable. Whew. Squirrel. I get to reading other people's posts and I'm like, ooh, that's good. Let me read more. Who is this person? How is your Thursday going? So sorry, I got to get the gut health in. I'm telling you, I'm coming off of a sickness and all I could think of is if I hadn't have been focused on my gut health for the last almost 2 years, I don't know where I would be because I got over it pretty quick, but it was no fun anyway. So happy Thursday. Talking about holding yourself accountable. Please go back and watch the other trainings that I've done where we talked about finding your why. Why is it important? Your goals, how to set them, how to chunk them down, how to track them. If you're not tracking them, you're not going to reach them. Just telling you. And then, are you holding yourself accountable? You know, when you work in a real job, every year, sometimes every 6 months, you have your yearly evaluation where you sit down with your boss and he tells you how you've done and where you can improve, and you set goals together to move forward into the next year. Are you doing that for yourself? The best way to hold yourself accountable is to share the goals that you're tracking with your coach every day. That's the best way. To send that person what you're doing. You know, if you're tracking recruiting conversations, maybe you send screenshots. I love to do this. Send screenshots of your recruiting conversations. If you say, I'm going to do 3 recruiting conversations every single day, I want to see screenshots. 3 recruiting conversations every day I want to see come into my inbox. These are the reasons. So you hold yourself accountable. Oh, I promised Jennifer I was going to send her 3 recruiting conversations. And if I didn't get 3 done yesterday, I'm going to send her 5 today to make up for it. But I'm going to hold myself accountable. I told myself I was going to do 3 recruiting conversations. Do I feel any sort of way when my downline doesn't do their daily activities? No. But do I feel some kind of way when they're still upset that they haven't hit their goals? Yes, I feel sad. You haven't hit your goal? What can we do different? How can I help hold you accountable? So as a coach, it's not your job to tell them you need to do this and you need to do that. No, but how can I help you stay accountable to this? Here's your why. You said you wanted to be home with your teenage daughter because she's got mental health issues and you don't want her to spend 1 second by herself, that she doesn't have to. 2, we made a goal to make $1,000 this month and said that you're going to sell 3 products every day and you're going to have 3 business conversations every day. How can I help hold you accountable to meeting those daily task goals so that you hit this finance goal that you set for yourself? How can I help you hold yourself accountable? How can I help you hold yourself accountable? So you have to hold yourself accountable. And the first way to do that is to set work hours. How much more productive would you be if you treated, that's right, not trot, treated, man, it's morning time. If you performed in your virtual business the same way that you would in a real business. I'm preaching to myself here as I sit in my literal pajamas. I'm still in my pajamas. I always say, how much more productive would I be if I actually got up and got dressed? So when I worked in a real job, I got up at 5 o'clock every morning so that I had 2 hours to work my business before I went to my real job. So I've replaced my income at this point, so I don't have to do that anymore. And like one of the reasons why I wanted to work for myself is because I didn't have to. I'm telling you, it's a slippery slope, because here I am at 10 o'clock. I've had 2 coaching calls and now this, and I have 30 minutes before I have to get to my next thing. And here I sit without any real clothes on. So how much productive will we all be? And maybe we can make this a challenge. I feel a challenge coming on for May. By the way, I have not done the drawing for the free label printer, but I will. I have to sit down and I have to count and put everybody in who liked, commented, dropped a hashtag, replay or live, who posted their welcome intro, like everybody who did that to help me out. Thank you. And you will all be entered to win the free label printer that I will give away. So I digress. If we all worked our business like a true business, and I don't care if you have another business or you don't, but you set work hours. You say, I have to clock in at this time. And by the way, I have to clock out at this time. That prevents burnout. You need a clock in time and a clock out time. Okay. At the end of the month, I don't really have a clock out time. At the end of the month, for the last 2 days of the month, I am here for my team. How can I help you meet the end of the month goals? The end of the month run is a real thing. I stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes. So I don't have a clock out time. And then on the first day of the month, that's my day off. And I usually like go to the spa or, go to lunch with a friend or go shopping and buy myself something because I hit my goals. That's my one day to give back to myself because I worked hard and I stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning. So that's my day off. But if you had set work hours, so that could hold you accountable. I'm going to do 2 hours of my online business during these hours. I'm going to clock in, I'm clock out. During those hours, I do nothing else. I set my phone on airplane mode. That's scary, huh? I do not scroll. I get my work done. During those 2 hours, I have set activities that I'm going to do. Content creation, scheduling my post in advance, doing the reach outs that I need to do. Yesterday, I set an hour and a half chunk of time, and I reached out to 60 people who asked me about my contouring device. 60. I reached out to them. Hey, thanks for the love of my post. Were you looking for more information or just cheering me on? Half of them said I was looking for information. So I sent them information, and today I will set aside time to follow up with them. Did you have a chance to look at it? Do you have questions? Here's some demos. We're doing a 30-day ab challenge when you get your device to help tone those abs up before summer. Do you want information on that? I'm doing a raffle. I'm giving one of these away. Do you want information on that? Do you have friends who want to get in on this raffle? So I'm reaching out. So I set my chunk of time. So how are you holding yourself accountable? Holding yourself accountable first means you set a goal. You determine what you're going to track, that you have an accountability partner. It could be a sideline. It could be your husband. It should be your coach. But if it's not, if you don't work directly with a coach like we do, then pick somebody else. A sideline, your best friend, just like when you're losing weight. Like when I decided I was going to lose weight and I was like, I'm only 5'1", you guys. Got up, stepped on the scale, was 138. And I was like, this stops today. Sent a screenshot. I sent a picture of that scale to my best girlfriend before I realized that my scale is glossy and I was naked. And literally, if you zoomed in, you got to show. It's a good thing she was a girl. Oof. It's a good thing I didn't post that on social media. Anyway, I said to hold me accountable. And I'm going to text you at the end of the day and tell you what I've eaten. Am I paying her to coach me? No. I just said I need somebody to be able to text to say, hey, here's what I've done. And then I found fasting and I dropped 16 pounds and now I'm contouring my body and I'm doing all the things and I held myself accountable and it worked. So the first thing is set your goal. The second thing is chunk it down so that you know what to track on a daily basis. Is it going to be business conversations? Is it going to be reach outs? Is it going to be, it should be all your DMO. starting with, we talked about it yesterday, track your Facebook friends every single day. Track your Facebook friends. If I could say it a million times, the first thing you need to track in your business is your Facebook friends. Track your Facebook friends every day. Write your Facebook friends down. If you don't see that number moving every single day, you're doing something wrong. If you don't see that number moving up every single day, your store is not open. Track your Facebook friends. Track them. Track them. Set a goal with your coach. My goal is to increase my friends count by 150 a month, 300 a month, whatever. My goal is always 300 a month. Doing quick math in my head, I want around a new 4,000 people seeing my stuff a year. And 300 friends a month will get you there. You can't not be successful in direct sales on social media when you are adding 300 new people to your Facebook your profile every single month. There's zero chances that you will not be successful. Zero. So if you haven't picked out something to track and you haven't tracked your Facebook friends, I write my Facebook friends down every single day. And if for some reason I got busy and I don't see that number coming up, all of a sudden my whole list is reprioritized and I'm like, I need to go send 50 friend requests today instead of 25. And by the way, don't do that fast because you'll get put in Facebook jail. So your tracking is what's going to show you what to prioritize to move the needle, and you should be following it with somebody who can help you. So every few days, how much has the needle moved? If it's not moving, we need to do something different. We need to change the words we're using. We need to find out who you're reaching out to. Maybe you're reaching out to the wrong types of people. Maybe you're sending friend requests to the wrong people. Maybe your pitch is wrong. You need to change your verbiage. Your post has words in it that you shouldn't be using on social media. Every few days, you should be following up with your coach based on the numbers you're tracking with the goals that you have set. If you don't set the goal, you won't have anything to track, and then you can't hold yourself accountable. So then it's your job to say, I am worth doing the work that I told my coach I was going to do to meet the goal that I am worth meeting. Today, I'm going to choose me, and I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. I'm going to make myself important enough to show up for my business, because this why that I dug into that is so freaking important that I cannot live without it is going to make me stay up that extra hour, get up that extra hour, not watch Housewives for that hour. So I'm going to just tell you that I struggle with a couple of things. One is procrastination. And two, I'm addicted to the Housewives series. I'm sorry, just going to say it. And I read the book Atomic Habits. If you haven't read a great first, you should be reading personal development every single day. Right now, I'm not reading personal development. I'm reading about fasting because that's how I'm resetting my hormones. I am getting control of my blood glucose so I don't end up diabetic, and I've lost 16 pounds in less than 2 months. So I'm reading a third book about this. And it goes as part of my business for hormone reset. So I'm talking about it in my group. But you should be reading something every day. 15 minutes, you guys. Read 15 minutes a day, please. I picked up The Miracle Morning. It completely changed my life. I've reread that book 5 times. I finally passed it down to my team. Somebody on my team took it home. I can't remember who on my team took this book home. I can't remember who it was. When we were at our social media boot camp, we all brought our personal development books, and we did a book exchange. And we're going to do it again when we go to conference. We're hearing Kristen Boss talk at our conference in July. So if for some reason you are in between gigs and you are looking for a home and you want to see Kristen Boss live and stay in our Airbnb and get some personal training and swap personal development books with us, I highly suggest you have a conversation with me. We're leaving in July. So read something every day. But the book Atomic Habits really teaches you how to hold yourself accountable, how to stop the procrastination. The buffering is what we call it, where you are doing something different than what you said you were going to do. And it starts with saying you're going to do something. So I do have a problem, like really like committing to work like a blocked hour. So I'm going to tell you, this is a little bonus for you. This is why these are all so different. I did this topic 6 months ago, but I always spin it up. So I did I made my own calendar in Canva for my team. And it has on the left, let me see if I can find it. It's right here. It has on the left, it's really great. I can put a link down below. On the left, it's got all the hours, 6 to 11, and my top priorities. It has a place for your volume, your income, your friends. If you guys want a link to this, I can put it down below. And then our DMO, REAP, reach outs, engagements, adding, and posts, and then some extras down here if you're posting in different places or whatever. And then down here, I actually changed this to prospects, okay? It's great. I love it. However, I was getting all bent out of shape about these places, these, you know, some things I have scheduled. Like I'm going to talk to a prospect at 11:30 and we're having lunch. So that's a scheduled event, correct? But then I had this whole list of things that I needed to get done that weren't like populating on this. So here's what I've done, and I'll update it. So like figure out how to hold yourself accountable. Figure out this is, and I love to like do my what do you call it? My schedules or my what do you call it? What are these things called? Good Lord. My planners. Holy crap. That's hormones for you right there. My planners. I'm a planner junkie. So I love to like organize them on paper first, and then I can print them out on my Canva. So I'll put this one, which is great, but it's got times. And honestly, you could probably use it the same way too, but I don't want to see the times. The times are messing me up. So I changed it to just a to-do list. And then I have my scheduled events over there. So see what works for you. So in the morning, or actually at night, I do a brain dump. Everything I need to do. And I just do an ongoing to-do list. And there's no rhyme or reason. They're not in any sort of order. And they do not have a time associated with them. But they all need to get done. Some of them more urgently than other. And I go back and highlight the ones that have more urgent. Like I need to do these. It's time to schedule another post. And I got to get my tax crap to my CPA. He's probably irritated with me by now. So those things are time sensitive. On this side, I'm putting my scheduled events. So like today, I had a 9 o'clock call. I have this at 10 o'clock. I have 11:30 lunch. I have a 2 o'clock profile audit. I have a 3 o'clock at the gym, 4:30 call, 5 o'clock tennis. Okay, so that is set. So I can't do anything during those times. So basically, I do my scheduled event, and then I look back at this list and say, I have 30 minutes. What can I get done on this list next? And then there's like 2 or 3 days on this page. I usually put Monday and Tuesday on one side because I do a lot Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it gets a little less productive for me because I'm doing more coaching calls usually. And so anything that doesn't get done on this side of the page gets migrated over to the other side of the page, but I'm crossing off as I go. I love checking off those little boxes. So, but this is how I hold myself accountable. I say, I'm going to complete 5 squares today. It doesn't matter which 5 squares they are. When I have 5 more done, I've checked off my goal. And then for my, in this section where it says REAP, R-E-A-P, which is my DMO, I'm doing hashtags. I did 30 engagements. I did 25 friend requests. And then I can share that with my coach and say, here's what my team will send it to me every day in a messenger chat. And then when we come together for a coaching call, I'll pull up all of those images and I'll see, oh, you're getting all your engagements done, but you're not doing any reach outs. Let's talk about that. Why aren't you doing your reach outs? What's going on in your head that's causing you to not do the R, which is the first for a reason. I always say, get that done first, get it out of the way before you get all in your head. I like to do my reach outs. This is probably not productive. In the bed, in my pajamas before I even get up, because I wake up like with this go, go, go attitude and I don't really care. And I'm like, I'm reaching out to all these people. Hey, were you interested? Hey, it looks like you commented. Hey, you liked. Hey, you tagged. Hey. And it's a lot easier for me. In the middle of the day, I'm like, do they really want me to reach out? Should I really contact this person? Should I follow up again? They might be irritated. In the morning, I don't care. I just get it done. And then it's off my plate. That's the reason why the R comes first. So find somebody to hold you accountable. Your coach, your best friend, your mom, your husband, whatever. Set the goal. Set what you're going to track it, and then show up for yourself every single day. When you do not do your DMO in your business, you are telling yourself that you don't matter. You are telling yourself that why that you said was so friggin' important, that you're willing to spend your free time doing a gig like this on social media, you're telling yourself that why is bullshit. I don't really need that. That's not important. And if your why is not important, we need to find one that is. So every day that you don't do your DMO, oh, I got busy, I didn't have enough time, blah, blah, blah. You're basically saying you're not important. You're not worth it. Or if you're doing this business for your family, you're saying your kids aren't important. They're not worth it. If you're taking care of a parent and that's why you're doing this gig, you're saying your parent's not important and they're not worth it. I mean, if you're doing it to get out of debt, you're saying getting out of debt's not important. Retiring early is not important. Paying off my house early is not important. Being able to quit this job that's like soul crushing, not important. You need to decide what's important and prove it with your actions. And then hold yourself accountable. And I say this all the time. Do it for 5 days a week. Don't try to do it for 7. 5 days a week. If you consistently do this job for 5 days a week, you will get somewhere. And then you'll have 2 days to play catch up if your week went sideways. Like, oh, I had to take my dog to the vet to put him to sleep. I'm not asking anybody to show up on social media after they've killed their own pet. I mean, that's heartbreaking, and you will only create pain and suffering. People will come to you who are also suffering and in pain, and those aren't specifically the people that you need on your team. So you take 2 days off because something unexpected happened. You still have 2 days to play catch up. Or you take Wednesday and Sunday off, always, and then you have those days in between, and then if those days go wonky, you work Wednesday or you work Sunday or whatever. So commit to a schedule. Commit to what you're going to get done. Commit to a goal. Commit to a task. Tell somebody what you're going to do and hold yourself accountable. And I would love to hear down below, how do you hold yourself accountable? How are you setting work hours? What's working for you? When you started holding yourself accountable, what did you see? What kind of growth did you see in your business? And then I'm talking to myself here too. We can all be better at holding ourselves accountable. We can all be better at reminding ourselves how important our why is and how we can't live without it, and how every single day we're making a small forward step toward that, and we have to get it done. We can't say, I'll do it tomorrow. We have to. We are worth it. Hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday. Bye, y'all.